Hey guys, it's Andy Coleman with the Florida eXp AAC. I do these 5-minute state meeting recaps and I keep you in the loop on any information that you guys may have missed. Okay, let's get started. So Michelle leads the meeting today. We actually had EXP World go live on the web browser today. This was the first meeting when it's live and people had some mixed feedback. A lot of people thought it was really good. Like myself, I enjoyed it. But on the PC version, it wasn't as smooth as the mobile version. On the mobile version, it is significantly better than the old app for EXP World, which was cumbersome and very hard to use. But this new version on the mobile app is very easy to use and exceptional. The problem is on the PC version, there were some connection errors. It was just a little bit more cumbersome. It just wasn't up to the same standard as the old app. So hopefully EXP tries to adjust the PC version. You guys stop using the old app and then switch over to your web browser, which is going to be exp.world. That's going to take over the EXP World and just log in with your normal EXP Passport login credentials. So Michelle says that in Florida for our agents, we had 100 extra transactions compared to the previous month, meaning it looks like the market's starting to improve in Florida. Guys, check to see if your real estate license is going to expire on 3/30, that's March 30th. Of this year. That's a date where a lot of licenses expire. Make sure you get them renewed and go to the DBPR's website to make sure you're not going to be inactive, okay? So guys, definitely check that out to make sure you have an active license. Everybody should have gotten their 1099 from eXp Realty already, so you guys can start filing your taxes now. And if you missed the last meeting, one more time. And if you missed the last meeting, Bradford Tax Solution is going to be having another presentation on February 28th at 10 a.m. in the eXp Florida Auditorium. So registration is open right now. I'm going to drop a link in the description so you guys can sign up. So Ellie from Seller Shield is our guest speaker today, and she has been a guest before, so you guys should know a little bit about Seller Shield. Seller Shield basically protects the seller from post-litigation after the closing has happened, even if the seller did nothing wrong. So Ellie shared the claim of the month, which is a story of why you should be using Seller Shield, and I wanted to share it with you guys today. So in this case, the seller did everything right. They disclosed everything they had to do. Guys, this one's wild. Just wait for this. But the buyer still sued or threatened to sue them anyways. So during the inspection process, the inspector noticed that there was signs of water, active water, on the walls and in the subfloorboards of the house. So they went and did tests, and they did detect that there was mold in the house. They found that it was coming from the dryer vent stack in the attic, and it was kind of leaking through the walls and then down to the floorboards. So the roofer ended up repairing the crack in the attic, and then they had a plumber come out and apply different mold remediation tools to actually get rid of the mold in the subfloorboards and the drywall. So the buyers requested that somebody from the water remediation company come out and test again, and they did, and they still saw that there were high levels of active wet moisture in the walls and subfloor. So the buyers wanted them to set up fans to dry everything out because the actual leak was fixed, but the seller said that if they set up fans while they were still living there, it would be really noisy, and they declined to do it, but they said they would come up with another solution. But they did give the buyers a way out of the contract and said, hey, listen, we understand if you want to cancel the contract, totally up to you. We are okay with that. But the buyers declined to cancel at this time. So a few days before the closing, during the final walkthrough phase, they actually tested again and didn't see any signs of active water damage. Everything felt dry to the touch. So the buyers ended up closing on the house, and the home was theirs. So after the buyers took possession of the home, they did another mold test and detected that yes, in fact, there was actually mold in the home post-closing. Even though the sellers did disclose all of this, they gave them many opportunities to back out of the contract. The buyer still bought it, and the seller still basically said everything that was wrong with the house, but they still threatened or did sue the sellers for this after they moved in. So the sellers did actually use Seller Shield, and they got lucky because Seller Shield then went into litigation mode, and they had their lawyers reach out, and they basically responded, and guess what? Nothing ended up happening. The buyers backed off because the sellers now were represented by a law firm through Seller Shield, and this way now the statute of limitations could actually take effect, which is 3 years in Florida. So the sellers ended up saving a lot of time, a lot of headaches, and a lot of money because they used Seller Shield instead of hiring their own lawyer and dealing with that own process, which would have been very, very cumbersome and very expensive. 95% of litigation or mediation actually stems from the disclosures. So Seller Shield offers a free disclosure that you can check out on their website, which walks the seller through everything. Just give your sellers the option to either accept or decline Seller Shield, so at least you told them and they can't come back and say, hey, why didn't you tell us about this affordable product? And access your free EXP account by clicking on the link in the description below. And guys, that was about it for this meeting. We just did a Q&A round after that. So if you guys liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to drop all of these links in the description below. So if you guys don't have 30 minutes every single Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. to watch the state meeting, just watch my 5-minute recap so I can break it down for you. All right, guys, have a good week.